And I said, absolutely. So our first question is coming from Michael. Michael, you are up with Bret.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Brett, for talking to us today. I appreciate it. I'm curious about what leadership skills you've learned since you've retired, particularly in the broadcasting world, that are different from the ones you learned while you were in the league from coaches.
I think leadership, thinking about that humility that I learned in hockey is one thing. I think character, for me, character means when you say you're going to do something, you follow through. Is a great quality to have. I think the third thing would be that term I used earlier, is making others better. I think it's very difficult for people in the business world to understand sometimes that if I try to make my coworker better, they might get ahead of me and they might actually take the job that I'm looking for. But making others better and applying that sort of mentality that I learned in hockey and applying it now in business, what's going to end up happening is if you can overcome this idea of, if I make a coworker better, that they might get ahead of me, you have to be okay with that. And if you can stay true to it and continue to do that with the people around you, it's always going to come back to you. It will come back to you every time. And matter of fact, it's going to come back to you in spades, and you are going to flourish. You are going to be more reliable. More people are going to count on you because you are somebody that's making the people around them the best that they can be. It's selfless. So I don't know if I've learned anything different. I think what I have learned is try to take some of these characteristics that I learned in sports and apply it to the broadcast booth, apply it to the people around me, continue to I try to go into those areas that I really truly believe what winning environments look like, and apply it into that world. So I don't know if I answered your full question there, but I think there's really no different ingredients between sports and business. I feel they're both the same.
Thank you.
And Bret, I'm just curious. So Michael, as a aspiring broadcaster, what's the best piece of advice you could give him, as he's obviously early in his quest to take your job?
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of kids will ask, Randy Hahn, who does the play-by-play on the Sharks, he's been doing it since almost day one of the best broadcasters, I think, in the National Hockey League. Dan Rusanowski, my other partner that I have, he's been doing every game as the San Jose Sharks on the radio. These guys get asked all the time, hey, how do I do, what you do? And they basically, to a man, will say, just get a job. Get a job finding it in the middle of Texas, in the smallest town you can possibly find, and start doing radio or start doing broadcasting for their local team. Work your way up from there. I think so many kids think that there's an easy path to the National Hockey League. Like, just like that, they're going to be the guy, the prodigy that's going to get that job in the NHL. It's almost like going back to my hockey career. It didn't happen quickly. As a matter of fact, you're going to get punched in the nose a bunch and you're going to have to get up. But the main thing is just get out there and start doing it. I think that's sometimes a tough thing to get a job doing it. But if you start doing it anywhere, for the local, high school team, to maybe the minor league team, an East Coast team, or I'm using hockey terms, or at least teams that, but you can apply that to any sport that you're really wanting to go in, but just start doing it.